Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to be talking about these two iMacs I got from work. You can only see one of them because the other one is downstairs. So I made a video talking about a bunch of scores I got from work about a month ago, but I never really did an in-depth look at the iMacs here, and also come to think of it I didn't do one of the G5s, so I should probably do that for next week's video. So this is an iMac G5. I got this for free from work. I don't remember the specs on it though. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on here. And as always, PowerPC Macs take a while to show anything on the screen. So if we go to the Apple menu up here and then go to About This Mac, and I'm going to skip over the first thing there, we can see the iMac is an iMac G5 with 2.1 GHz G5 and 1.5 gigs of DDR2 RAM. So if I go to graphics and displays, we can see it also has a Radeon X600 XT video card, and the display on this is 1680 by 1050. So that's similar to my two cinema displays that are running off the Mac Pro. Other things in here, memory, I talked about that earlier. I think I could actually go up to 2 gigs in this thing, I'm not sure. Serial ATA, so this is the hard drive. We have a Maxter drive that's a 250 gig. So Maxter drives, I'm pretty sure, aren't the most reliable, and neither is this system. I think these G5s are prone to capacitor failure in the power supply or something. Don't quote me on that, but apparently that's a thing. So hopefully this machine doesn't die anytime soon, and there's nothing really else to show about this, so I'm kind of going to take you on a tour of the I/O on the back and stuff. So taking a better look at the back of the machine, we can see we have a headphone or optical audio out, so that's a line out, I guess, doesn't have to be headphones. We also have a microphone in, and then 3 USB, I believe that's USB 2.0. And then FireWire 400 gigabit Ethernet, and this isn't mini DVI, I think this is mini VGA, if there is such thing. I know there's a ton of confusion on Apple ports. The Apple Store people don't know what display ports are on the Macs and stuff. It's very confusing. I think I have a general idea of that, but I'm not sure what this connector is. Moving the machine over like this, we can see there is an optical drive, and then looking over here, we have under the Apple logo, I believe, is an IR sensor for the Apple remotes, and then 1680 by 1050 display like I talked about earlier, and then an iSight camera. Is that in the frame? Yeah, right up there, and sorry for bumping the tripod there. There's nothing on the other side of the machine, so yeah, with that said, that's really all I have to show about this machine, but I have the Intel iMac that I can show now. So it doesn't even look like I changed out the computer in this clip, but this is indeed the Intel iMac. So something else I wanted to talk about aesthetically about this machine is the only difference look-wise, as far as I can see, is actually the display port on this is mini DVI, not mini VGA or whatever the old one on the G5 was. So yeah, the reason I say this before I start the machine is because the boot up on this is actually surprisingly fast. Let me show you. So yeah, I left that little surprise in there. Just finished installing Leopard. I don't remember if I mentioned that in this take of the video. But anyway, so if we go to About This Mac here, we can see it has a just a 2 gigahertz, of course that thing gets in the way, right? It has a 2 gigahertz Intel Core Duo processor and 1 gig of DDR2 RAM. I could have sworn I had 2 gigs in here. I don't know, guess I'm going crazy. But this is running 10.5.4 because my installer is 10.5.4, so yeah, okay. So more on the specs here. It's an iMac 4,1 Core Duo 2 gigahertz with 1 gig of RAM, like I just said. The graphics and displays, we have the Radeon X 1600, so it is also, what is the display? Yeah, 1680 by 1050, so same as the iMac we just looked at, same as my cinema displays. And then the SATA drive in here is a WDC, so that's Western Digital, of course. It's a 250 gig, it looks like. So yeah, that's a pretty nice little system. So as I said in the video where I talked about all of the computers, my plans for this machine are to swap the processor with my 2.33 Core 2 Duo. So the reason I'm doing that and not just keeping that iMac the way it is because one of the memory slots is not acting right. It doesn't really like having 4 gigs of RAM installed, and neither does my MacBook Pro, which leads me to believe it might be an issue with the RAM, not the computers. So I'm going to do more testing with that, but if I do indeed determine that it is the computer, I'm going to swap the processor in that, and of course I'll make a video on that. So yeah, there's nothing really else to say about these machines except I kind of wanted to talk about probably what is my favorite part of these machines, which is the speakers. So I'm going to show the iMac speakers just kind of performing and doing what they do best. And yeah, so that will be, I guess, the end of the video.